Welcome to Another Look, a film podcast where we go back and discuss a filmmaker's body of work, from their hits to their misses, as well as genres, eras, movements, and everything in between. On this week's episode, it is our top 10 of 2017. I am Ian Killian.
I'm Jordan Mushino.
Ben Riley.
I did not.
And that is Nick Creekbaum, Tommy Wiseau. What's up, guys?
Nothing.
How's everybody's 2017s?
Saw some stinkers today.
Okay, well, how was your 2017?
Saw a lot of stinkers in that year.
I think Jordan said this earlier of he liked a lot of movies but didn't love a lot.
I don't have, besides Twin Peaks, which will not be included
Okay.
by me, even though it would be number one. I don't think there's a movie that there's always just one movie that I love above all by far and away, and I probably just haven't seen that movie yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm waiting on, the European movies. I'm waiting on Phantom Thread. I'm waiting on some, indie movies that won't be let out for 2 more years, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
The Post.
Oh, yeah. I think I could love The Post.
Yeah. That's out this weekend?
Friday,
Yeah. So
I believe.
maybe we'll have a referendum, and he's going to be like, hey, by the way, number 4. So, any runners-up? Nick said he wants to talk about some honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'll briefly go over one or two that I don't think are in you guys's. I could be wrong, but Annabelle Creation is my number 15. I really like that movie a lot more after the fact of me seeing it.
Did you say Annabelle was hot?
Yeah, she was pretty hot. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, that David Sandberg guy, Lights Out, it had some really stupid shit in it, but
I think the short was cool.
I didn't see the short.
The short was cool.
Yeah,
but it's
it was
just
a
that
short.
scare.
It
But
was a short.
Yeah.
There were some moments in Lights Out, though, that I liked a lot, and he brought what the things I liked in that movie to Annabelle Creation, and I liked Annabelle a lot, but I liked Annabelle Creation probably the most in the whole Conjuring universe.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That might not be saying much, but I
think it's the second worst movie.
What's the worst?
Of the year?
Annabelle.
Oh, I think
I mean,
of the
that
year.
No.
I'm not going to spoil anything in it, but
Hey, I get you. I just don't like that. I don't like explaining the origin of monsters.
but it went somewhere that I didn't expect it to.
And Annabelle is not what's scary in that movie, and I don't like that either.
I agree.
Yeah.
I guess I feel opposite, but
That's okay.
anyway,
A lot of people like it a lot.
I won't go over a couple of these because I know they're in you guys' top, but I will say
I think, don't worry about it.
You just don't have to elaborate about it.
Just talk about them.
my number 14 is Logan, my number 13 is A Good Time, my number 12 is It Comes at Night, which got bumped way far back for some reason. I don't know why. It was really high up at first.
I mean, that's on my honorable mentions too.
And here's the one I will talk about more. Star Wars. I wanted to put this in my top 10, but I just couldn't.
Okay.
It was, I really, really liked it, but for some reason, my ratings don't really make much sense because I gave it a 4.5, but it just,
You gave it a 4.5.
We
I
can't
think I
see.
did.
He doesn't use it anymore.
Oh, that's right.
I just can't put it in my top 10 for some reason. It's just right on the cusp.
Hey, man, I feel you. I feel similar. I would say my honorable mentions might be like Killing of a Sacred Deer, Blade of the Immortal, which I loved. Logan Lucky I liked a lot.
I was gonna say that's definitely an underrated that hasn't been talked about enough.
But there's a ton that could be right in there.
You said Twin Peaks is one of your.
Twin Peaks would be my number one if I thought it was allowed to be.
Yeah,
Did you guys like It Comes at Night?
Yeah, that
I
would be
did.
an honorable mention.
I think I gave it a 4. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. There's some like tension built in that is very like insane.
Yeah.
How about you, Ben? Anything that you wanted to mention?
Yeah, there were a few. I was having a hard time with my list trying to round it out more or less. So I had these were all ones I liked a lot that I just couldn't get into the 10. Like I like Brigsby Bear a lot.
I need to see that.
I liked it a lot too.
I liked A Ghost Story a lot. I like
need to see that.
Call Me By Your Name, which I know that will be on your probably some list. That didn't quite make my top 10 for some reason. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah.
Logan, I think, was my favorite superhero movie this year.
For sure.
Dunkirk, I liked a lot. Didn't quite make it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot that I liked a lot, but just like what Jordan was saying, they just don't. They don't elevate.
They're not working their way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I have a lot of those. Also, The Big Sick didn't make it up on my top 10. I really enjoyed it, but it just didn't work its way up. The Jim and Andy documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
That was really great. Landline, which is family drama comedy from the woman who
Jenny
directed.
Slate's in it, right?
Yep. She directed the baby one.
The abortion one.
Yeah, Obvious Child. That's what it is. Obvious Child.
Okay.
It's really funny, good cast. The Nathan For You season finale. If you consider that a movie, that could sneak its way into my top. Morowitz Stories, Mother. That didn't make it on my. War of the Planet of the Apes. I think is one of the perfect first halves of this year. I think that first half of the film is perfect.
I struggled not putting that in my top 10.
Take Me, which is a direct to Netflix small thriller comedy that was really good. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore was really good from Netflix. I said Merowitz Stories because that's another Netflix, which I think we can talk about Netflix's issue of
Bright.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Bright was in your top.
Bright is I didn't say it yet. It's in my number one. My dad's number one. It might be Bright. He loved it. So.
I don't. It's not a good movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
I've heard otherwise.
from who?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Couple people I know.
Like who?
Like
hey.
Oh.
Turn me up in the headphones a little bit. I don't even know where I'm
Which
at.
one are you?
Oh, I'm in the third. This one, I guess.
That's me.
Oh,
Wait.
really?
Yeah.
Hey. No, that's me.
What the? Okay.
Because it kept getting quieter and quieter. Anyway, does anybody want to?
I'd like to reiterate what Jordan said. I think Twin Peaks is probably my favorite thing that I saw this year. But yeah, I couldn't put it on my list. But
Just to be fair.
yeah. I know some people did, but
you watch a good chunk of TV, and you do too. Any top TV shows that you wanted to mention off the top of your head? I thought the new season of Fargo was pretty good.
pretty good.
I think it's the lowest
Probably
one.
out of the three. I liked Mr. Robot this year quite a bit.
Yep. Better Call Saul was great.
I'm not caught up yet.
Some of the new Black Mirrors are pretty good. Have you guys been watching those?
Not yet.
I watched the first half.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I like 2 of the 3 so far.
Are they technically 2018?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were right at the end.
Christmas Day, I think they came out.
Yeah.
Somewhere like that, yeah.
But yeah, anymore, they're just where the twist is coming for me. I don't know.
I need to go. I haven't watched all the old stuff,
but
I need to go back and do that.
They're fine, but I haven't had a big TV year. So.
I liked Rick and Morty.
Oh,
I finally
Rick
came back.
and Morty, yeah.
I can't think
Pickle
of anything.
Rick. I'm a big Rick and Morty fan. But yeah, does anybody want to start on their 10? Nick, I think Nick last year started on his 10. He was the one. Yeah, so you go.
Okay, well, this was one that I just could not bump out. It stayed in there. It hung in there all year long because I think it was one of the first movies I saw of the year. A Cure for Wellness, Gore Verbinski. Definitely my favorite movie he's done. But there's just something about this movie. It did not get good reviews at all. And there was a lot of things I found wrong with it. But just the style and it looked beautiful. And it just went places that I really wasn't expecting it to go. A couple things about it that I didn't like. It was way too fucking long. And Dane DeHaan, he can't lead a movie, in my opinion.
You
he
love
really
saying
can't.
That. And this was his year with Valerian and that to lead movies.
And I like the guy, but I just don't think he works in a leading role.
You gave him his chance.
Because this has a blockbustery feel almost. The budget for this thing is fucking...
It's a big budget.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it feels like a blockbuster.
Well, it just like the end set piece with...
It's big mainstream horror.
Yeah.
And it does a lot of things very well, I agree.
I love the score for it. I liked it a lot. And I actually really want to watch it again sometime soon.
I need to watch it. I started it on an airplane and fell asleep, which is not its fault.
Yeah. I think if I didn't see it in the theater, it would have...
some really
not
cool
made
set
it.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea is cool and scary, and like not being able to leave a hospital basically.
I really wasn't that excited to see it either.
Yeah.
So
Well, is it Gore Verbinski?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
You were chanting Gore.
Gore.
You like it more than The Ring?
Oh yeah. I'm not a big mark for The Ring. I don't know.
Okay.
It's okay.
You like the Japanese one?
Ringu.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that Ringu versus whatever.
Versus Grudge.
Sudoku.
The
Yeah.
Grudge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Scary.
I had a good time.
Ben, what's your number 10?
Okay, like I was saying, I had a hard time getting to this point, but I enjoyed this a lot. We kind of were talking. I don't think everyone liked it as much as I did. I put The Disaster Artist as my number
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for those kind of Hollywood movie kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I love Ed Wood. I love movies like that. I love a lot of the people involved in this movie. I think James Franco gives a good performance, and surprisingly, I think his direction for the movie is pretty good too.
Yeah.
So
I think
Better
it's-
than As I Lay Dying.
I've never
I
even.
think it's his best movie as far as I've seen.
I don't think I've even ever watched any of his directed movies because they all just seem like random and real fastly put out. And
Child of God is
Broken
like,
Tower. Yeah, dude, don't waste your time.
yeah. This hopefully like he stays in this. This was good. Would be a honorable mention for me. It's funny. It's such a weird story.
Yeah.
So he's lucky he stumbled upon this story.
And I'm not like using Nick's terminology. I'm not a mark for the room either. But
yeah.
like, I don't know. There's just something about it that worked for me.
Cool. Yeah. The only thing I didn't love about it was Dave Franco, actually, his
Yeah.
brother. But yeah,
But he was good in Now You See Me.
I didn't see it. Jordan, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Darkest Hour, which is
Mm.
the Joe Wright directed movie about
It's not a
Winston
Batman
Churchill.
sequel?
Unfortunately,
Wish.
not. And it's not that Emil Hirsch with like the weird lightning things.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
remember that movie?
yeah.
But no, it's really good. Joe Wright loves Dunkirk and he loves typewriters, and I
love Joe Wright.
me too. It's like a slowed down. It's like a slowed down version of his style, where he still does the like steady cam zooms forward, and then he does the like the typewriting to like music kind of thing sometimes, and even like the pounds where it just shows it in front. But it's a surprisingly entertaining movie, I thought.
You hit the nail on the head when you said slow. Fucking slow.
Well,
Well,
Nick thought this was going to be an action movie.
Well, Nick was highly anticipating this for some reason. Like, there's like for the past like 4 weeks, he's mentioned it like 3 times. So of course, it's not like
God
Winston
damn it.
Churchill fought in World War II.
You like
And
Dunkirk,
Triple
right?
chin. Yeah.
I thought it was a better movie about Dunkirk than Dunkirk.
Darkest Hour.
Yeah, fucking less action in that than Last Flag fucking flying.
So Darkest Hour. So there's 2 on I haven't seen yet on your guys' top 10.
Yeah, I haven't seen Darkest Hour yet.
Yeah. So
You saw Cure for Wellness?
No.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so but he wanted to talk about Darkest Hour. But anyway, so my top 10, I think I'm still struggling, but I think I am going to put a tie, and these are the violent number 10s. It's Logan and Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Now don't spoil that much about Brawl.
Okay.
I mean, the title.
Well, I think
was a spoiler.
it's coming up.
I know.
In your list. Is that what that means?
You
No,
didn't
no, no,
watch
no,
it?
no.
You didn't even see it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I want to fucking see it really bad.
Okay.
Just so you know, the title is a spoiler.
Not bad enough.
That's okay.
Not bad enough. To see
I
it
know,
before
I
this.
guess.
They're both extremely violent. One is a superhero movie, and one is like a pulp B movie. And I think they both work so well. Logan, I think, is what superhero movies needed. I think the story was pretty grounded. I think there was actual emotion. There was
It's like an epic.
yeah, it was a Western, and I think there was consequences which superhero movies don't have. People die in this that might not come back in the MCU or whatever it's going to be now.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so I think the consequences feel real. I think it gets a little sloppy towards the end, but it's super fun, and I think it was directed well. For Brawl and Cell Block, it's inches away because people called it like MAGA backing and alt-right, and it's inches away from that, but which isn't making it isn't. But it's just brutal and it's pissed off and it's a fun watch. It's awesome.
It just interests me for some reason so much. Like,
Vince,
why is it so good? You know what I mean? Like, that's what interests
Some
me.
people don't think it's so good, man.
well, what
I haven't heard anything bad about it.
But
what do you mean? Why like movie? I don't know. Like
it's a very long, slow burn, and ultra violent film.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
and
Like,
it's just like balls to the wall. It shows every bit of violence.
that's great. I want to fucking see it so badly.
So,
I
like,
just am so surprised that
Vince
it's
Vaughn is super intimidating in it.
It's compelling.
Yeah.
That's funny to me that Vince Vaughn's intimidating. I can't wait to see it.
I thought he was good in True Detective.
I didn't see that.
I thought he played that role like he looked like a badass. You
I
know?
didn't think the acting was what was like the
No,
problem
no.
in that.
Yeah.
He's tall, he's big, like he's intimidating.
He beats
and-
up a car.
Yeah, and the first thing he breaks his he catches his wife cheating and he just punches her car and until it falls apart. It's
Damn.
awesome.
He's got a tattoo on the back of his head that I was wondering what the fuck that was about.
I think that's just on the logo. I don't think it actually.
I
okay.
don't think that's significant to the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just a
yeah.
head tattoo. Is it like a barcode or something stupid?
No, it's like a cross.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, it might be on there. I thought it was just maybe on like the.
He
the
doesn't
cover.
give
Like
a
a prison tattoo.
Yeah.
or
It's just
something?
Well,
very basic
Yeah,
revenge film.
Yeah, it's revenge and it gets like pulpy with like there's like cartel and shit. It's cool.
Does it get typical at the end? Because that's
No.
another thing I heard. All right.
No,
I would say
the end actually made me laugh so fucking hard.
I would say it's smaller scale than you think.
Yeah, for sure. But the end makes me laugh. You'll laugh too. I know you'll laugh. Okay, so what's Nick's number 9?
My number 9, you guys are probably going to have higher. The Shape of Water.
Mhm.
I really, the more I think about this movie, the more I appreciate it. It's just very creative, and I love the period piece vibe there. Michael Shannon, I thought he was really great in the movie, and
I'm glad Del Toro made something I liked a lot more than he has the last couple
Yeah.
times.
yeah, and Richard Jenkins was great as usually is. But I won't go into it too much because I feel like it's going to come up again.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
Ben.
My number 9 is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. See, I was having a hard time getting this on my list because me and Nick had not a great viewing experience with it. So it was kind of soured in my mind when I would think about it. But I just couldn't deny that I did like it quite a bit. It's written very well, obviously. Martin McDonagh. I don't know if you guys will end up talking about it more, probably. So I won't go into it a whole lot. The acting
I
was
haven't seen
great.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Mm-mm.
That's surprising.
Yeah. You like it
It's
was
at
in
the
state-
campus this month.
Oh, I'll catch it then. But yeah, it was at like State College for like 2 weekends, and I just couldn't make it down.
It has like a Coen Brothers kind of vibe, but it's also different, and probably because Frances McDormand kind of brings you into that.
Yeah,
She's in so many
she
of.
seemed like a powerhouse in that.
She's great,
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell was so good in it.
and Woody Harrelson was really good.
Yeah.
All the acting is really good.
Jordan, how about your number 9?
My number 9 is Mother.
Mother.
I assume this will also come up on someone else's list in the future. And I really liked it. You know, this is something that I wasn't like super hot on when I walked out, but the more I think about it, the more I appreciate how bold and daring it is, how much fun it is to talk about, how much of like an FU it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, you told somebody to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it was quite that, but
I said the movie is still playing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
They're like, you know, something bad happens, you know, and apparently it's offensive. It is.
So
And-
people were
Yeah.
flabbergasted in the movie.
They walked out and then
They
came
walk.
back.
They were walking out of the movie and got in like full conversation during the movie.
Was it the baby stuff?
Yeah,
Damn.
As soon as that
And it
came
was-
on,
yeah. They got up and started full on conversation, and I'm like,
they were just like, "Fuck this,"
it's like
pretty much.
it's like a big moment, and they're fucking ruining it. But yes, very good movie. If I were to tie it with something, it would be Killing of Sacred Deer, which was super bleak and fucked up, and
Yeah.
I think we'll talk about that later too.
All right. My number 9 is A Ghost Story. I just finally squeezed that in this last week.
I liked it a lot too. It just
Yeah.
didn't make it.
I think it would. I think it could in the future.
Oh, so this didn't hop on anybody's?
It's not on mine.
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit more
Yeah.
about it. I finally saw it. I've been wanting to see it for the longest time. I just love Ain't Them Body Saints, which is David Lowery's maybe like first or second film. I didn't get to see Pete's Dragon, but
You
there's
missed out.
They said it's pretty good.
it's on Netflix. I will
Yeah.
catch it soon.
It's good.
But it's hard for me to watch like a kids movie just to like throw that on. But I do really want to see it. But yeah, there's something about A Ghost Story. It moves slow, but there's like an awkwardness from me. And I think the acting is so good. Casey Affleck's in it for, his full face is in it for,
So is
10
he
minutes.
actually doing the
think
ghost
for,
stuff?
I think for
That's what they say.
they
yeah, that's what they
easily
say.
could not have. But
yeah, I think they said he did. But I mean, maybe some of it.
yeah.
Because some of it was like seat or like green screen, so they
Mhm.
could have just got like any dope.
Yeah, they had to make the shape of it
Yeah.
move better.
So, but that first maybe 20 minutes of their relationship stuff, or 15 with Rooney Mara and Casey Affleck, it just like made me feel awkward because I literally felt I was watching, like staring at a couple, like sleeping in bed. They just had a chemistry that worked so well, and it was very touching.
I think on a rewatch, knowing where the movie goes will also improve those
Yeah.
moments. Did you like the pop music stuff, like his music?
Yes,
You
I
did?
love
Yeah.
that song.
Okay.
That it's from that dark band called Dark Rooms.
Yeah.
And I knew that song was in the trailer, and I was curious how it would come in. And I just love when she's like listening to it, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
those moments are powerful.
it's just really
I agree.
good.
I was like, I think I would like it a lot more on a rewatch, just because I watched it like tired for the first half, and then in the morning when I finished it, I was like super into it.
Yeah.
And I even watched all the special features and
Yeah.
stuff, and I did really like it. It's just the frame, the way it's shot, the way it moves, and even the aspect ratio, which is like that box.
Yeah.
It's a very cool movie and very sad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to sit through her eating cherry pie for like 20 minutes and
I
stuff
think-
like that. But
it's a 9-minute scene.
yeah.
Because I talked to Haley about this because we were trying to figure out like the time length. It's 9 minutes, and when she's sitting down and eating, it's like 5. But yeah, I get the point of it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like it was a little
exactly.
too long.
Right.
But-
Apparently, it's the first time she really ever had pie too.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad we got to see it. it was worth it for me.
Did
so
she really throw it up? Do you think?
I would. That
I
was
mean,
that-
she ate it fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like she was
I
like
would've
shoving
thrown-
it in her
yeah.
mouth. Yeah. So Nick, what's your 8?
8 is The Killing of a Sacred Deer. We had a great Ben, Ian, and myself had a really awesome experience
trip.
seeing it in the theater in Philadelphia.
Oh,
And-
you forgot somebody.
And Koshki.
Yeah.
And just the like the pure awkwardness
Yeah.
of
Koshki.
Yorgos's style, and that it just fucking it was so awkward but so fun.
It's fun and like creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was super high on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll talk about it a little bit later.
And Colin Farrell just is like deadpan delivery. It was just funny.
That kid is good.
Oh yeah, the kid is great.
That kid is
Scares
really
me.
good. Yeah.
It makes me think of like Barry Egan as a kid or something, like Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love as like a
Yeah.
demented kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
For
Yeah.
some reason, it's a watch. Like it's a movie that I could watch a lot for some reason.
I think I need to watch it again because I wasn't super hot on it. I think there was a couple things that I do really like it, but maybe on a rewatch I would grasp it more and love it more. But
Well, yeah, the kid is the Gummo kid, a little bit older, eating spaghetti in the bathtub.
it looks
you
like
know
him.
what? It's actually a lot like We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Okay.
I
That
can
movie's
see that.
awesome too.
Yeah. And I really liked it. The funny thing is I think I like it more than The Lobster, but way less than its first half and more than its second.
See, I really loved The Lobster,
Yeah.
and I really love Yorgos. Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love everything he's done. So
Yorgos.
Nick was obsessed with saying that. So
So I
I think
still think Dogtooth is his best.
we're gonna dive in a little bit more on Killing Them. I think so.
Yeah, that'll be on my list later.
So Ben, what's your number 8?
This is a repeat that we already talked about a little bit, but my number 8 is Mother.
Mother.
I
Do
love
that every
this
time.
too. I loved where it like it takes such such a long time to get to where it's going. It builds the tension. You feel uncomfortable like the whole time you're watching it.
Almost like Killing of a Sacred Deer. The
Yeah.
feeling I had almost the same feeling.
I think Mother was more for that
Yeah,
with me, but
it's frustrating.
yeah, and like we were saying about earlier, how it just goes to that point and it just explodes.
Yeah, into like full like surrealism. Like
Yeah.
it hints at it on things, and then it just goes into like full weirdness
Yeah.
and doesn't even explain why.
Some of the stuff's a little too heavy-handed for me
Yeah.
to love it even more. Like a lot of the religious stuff,
Yeah.
it's very on the nose for me. But yeah, I love Darren Aronofsky in general.
Yeah.
Like I can't, like, Noah was probably on the lower end
Yeah.
of him for me, but
Still good.
I
Yeah.
pretty much love
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
The wrestler.
I would back you on that. And I think he has like a thing now where people like Chris Nolan, where it's like film Twitter is just like
Turned on him a little bit.
Yeah.
It has, and it doesn't help that he's like he keeps dating Jennifer Lawrence.
Wait, it turned
and
on Chris
so he's
Nolan?
Oh yeah, just because it's like it's-
trendy to hate someone.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's
Jesus,
what happened.
that guy hasn't made a bad movie.
yeah. But like
I don't
that's
think either of them have.
No.
that's the thing though. Like like people, Fight Club's good, but it's the typical.
can
movie.
shit on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the typical movie, and they're becoming like the typical directors. Every like film buff's like, I love Chris Nolan. I love foreign films. He's British.
Yeah, my favorite two movies are Citizen Kane and Boondock Saints.
Yeah. Or my favorite foreign movie is Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Yeah. So but what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So I have a couple questions about Mother. What's the hole burning? What do you think the hole burning into the ground or into the
bloody
floor?
hole in the
Yeah. What is
floorboard?
that? I
I
mean,
feel
it's,
like we talked about it when we saw it, but I can't really.
it's been a while since I've seen we've seen it, I'm sure, but like I just don't know what that was.
The house was built on that pit for Oni Baba. Or that.
It could be possible. That's
Yeah.
that's a good theory.
Mark Maron talked to Darren Aronofsky.
I heard that.
You
Yeah.
listened to it,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Sorry, I didn't finish your movie."
Yeah.
and it was so.
And
funny.
he told him he would finish it.
And
Like
he
when he
didn't
left, and
finish
he
it.
still didn't.
There was
finish it.
3 episodes later.
He's like, "I
finally-
finished it."
Yeah.
And he asked that same question about the hole.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
There's a couple things that I'm just curious about. Like, what was the
I don't know if it
crystal?
means
What?
I
was-
don't.
Yeah.
The crystal is almost like the object that resets everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what it like. If it symbolizes something biblical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's just cool. It's a perfect movie to try to decode, and everybody's right and everybody's wrong.
I
You know
think
what I
it's
mean?
a-
It's so
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
The only movie I've liked Jennifer Lawrence in.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that.
She's great in Winter's Bone, like her first movie.
She's great in all of her movies for the most part.
Is she?
Well, what have you seen?
You like the David O. Russell movies, don't you?
Oh, yeah. She was in that.
Oh, Nick, you like Passengers?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
You probably would.
Who's up
She was
next? You?
annoying as fuck in American Hustle, but I guess she was supposed to.
He did Mother.
Yeah. Okay,
and
my
it's yours.
number 8. We're on number 8, right?
Yep.
That is The Florida Project. And
Okay.
I really liked this movie. It's
Yeah.
very raw and magical
Good
and
movie.
scary. And I don't like the last 2 minutes.
No.
It's
no.
even like the last 30 seconds.
I was
Yeah.
like, what
I-
the fuck?
I hate that
I
I
haven't
have
seen it yet.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to say what it is, but I hate that I have to bring it up.
Yeah.
And because I like the rest of the movie so much, and I just
It's
hate.
just so jarring.
Okay,
and
can I get, without spoiling?
it's not even like a spoiler. It's like style. It's a style thing.
It's shot with an iPhone like Tangerine.
was it
And
supposed to base? Go ahead.
It's shot with rolling shutter, and I get it. I think thematically it makes sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It just is so tonally jarring that I was like, eh.
And even it kind of makes sense, like filming it wise, like with what they do.
Disney
Yeah.
World, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you?
Well, I'm not trying to spoil shit.
that
but
was.
he doesn't fucking know what it is.
It doesn't
Well,
know what
the-
Disney World is. He's an idiot. Okay, but anyway, yeah. Yeah, I totally understand.
I hate to. I love the movie a lot, and I hate to just bring up the
bad.
bad. But
Yeah,
everything else is perfect,
what
and
do
I
you
think we're gonna talk about this again, right?
Not on mine.
Okay, good. What do I think? I think I love how this director what's his name? I can't. It's flipping my tongue.
Yorgos.
Sean Baker.
Yeah, Sean Baker kind of finds a community that is not talked about or discussed, and kind of just explores their way of life. And we get to see how these poor, people
Yeah.
who live outside of the greatest place on earth, where rich people come and visit, and families every day as they're living their sad kind of existence, and
Survival.
they're surviving, and we
Yeah.
try to sympathize with them, but we also see how kids are kind of unaffected by everything about their circumstances and how they're resilient against all.
Until a certain point, until
Yeah,
their surroundings fuck their shit up.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, and I think it's a very good movie. And if the last 30 seconds were different, it would be higher.
Yeah.
It made me really thirsty for soda.
Really?
On
Why?
that part where the guy's like, "Who get you a soda?
Oh,
I'm really
that-
thirsty."
Really? You related to that guy?
No, I didn't relate to that guy. I didn't relate to that guy.
Mm.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe is great. I should mention that.
I was gonna say Willem Dafoe should win Best Supporting Actor.
I think he probably will. He's
Yeah.
like the perfect anchor
Yeah.
for
That trailer was interesting because,
For-
like, it made me think it was going to be a completely different kind of movie.
It's funny that you watched this.
Yeah,
I think.
I watched
Did
it.
you watch Tangerine?
No,
Would you?
no.
maybe.
If it went to Arrow Video,
I think they would. I don't.
I really enjoyed this movie.
yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
I was
To me,
entertained.
I like this more than Tangerine.
I think I do too. I like Tangerine a lot, but I think I feel the opposite about their ends.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
That's true.
I laughed when the dude got the bracelets stolen.
You see who that was? That was the guy who directed I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. And he was in
Green Room.
Green Room, and he was in Blue Ruin.
Oh yeah.
Macon Blair.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Caleb Landry Jones in it too?
Yeah.
He's popping up everywhere now.
He's Willem Dafoe's son, I
The
think.
ugly
Yeah.
little motherfucker. Yeah. He's perfect for Willem Dafoe's son.
perfect for living in a shitty.
Man, that guy was in so much shit this
Yeah,
year.
he's just popping up everywhere. He's on half my list.
Yeah.
So my number 8 is Blade Runner 2049.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling it's gonna pop up again in
Probably in a little while.
in a little bit. Maybe towards the end. Who knows? But I'll save it until we get into it.
I'll
'cause
just say, I didn't rate this as high, and I wanted to rewatch it because I know it's something I'm gonna like more,
Well,
and I
'cause
just couldn't. I couldn't get the time to rewatch
I watched it with Jordan on your second rewatch.
Yeah.
and you liked it more.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I did.
I know I'll like it more.
yeah,
Honorable mention.
yeah. So Nick, what's your 7?
My 7 is going to come up again. I'm almost positive. Get Out. And I need to see it again because I've only seen it once in the theater. And there's a lot of shit to this movie that can be picked apart and talked about. And it just, the fact that it's being debated if it's a comedy, I don't get
It's
that.
not a comedy.
Yeah, I can see the dark humor element to it. But
Yeah.
overall, it's definitely a horror film, in my opinion.
Okay.
Of course, but
Yeah.
to say that it is more of a comedy than a horror comedy.
It's satirical, if you count that as being comedic.
But I think your thing is the scenes of just like Lil Rel Howery, like his
Oh.
friend, is
Yeah.
like pure comedy.
Yeah.
Comic relief.
Yeah, to me at this point, like I don't even think it's like worth a debate. You know what I
No,
mean?
I agree. I think and this always gets brought up, but I just think his point was kind of antagonistic. You know what I mean? And
Jordan Peele's.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and not kind of honest with his own movie.
Well, I think he was taking maybe offense.
If
to-
somebody, I just didn't see what the other. He's taking offense to the Golden Globes categorization
Yeah,
when the
yeah.
Golden Globes are stupid. And
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But isn't his own studio the one submitting into
Yeah.
these categories?
Yeah.
So it's not really
Absolutely.
the Golden Globes
I think
fault.
it's a studio thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
So, but yeah, I
That
think
would be
I
Blumhouse.
think Get Out will be talked about more.
It's
so
online.
I'm glad that snuck in on Nick's though.
Yeah.
And Ben, what is your 7?
This will be another one that will be on at least a couple lists, so I won't dive into it too much. But Lady Bird, my number 7.
Bird.
Greta Gerwig's directorial debut. Everyone's been talking about it. It's written very well. It's acted very well. Coming of age story with like this perspective. I don't know. I saw it with my girlfriend. She loved it.
Yeah. Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
I got a nosebleed beside you when I saw it.
Really?
Yeah,
Because that happens in the movie too.
You missed the like opening the car scene.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know what you were up
It
to.
was a good scene.
Yeah. But I'm sure I'll get talked about later, but I really like this movie.
Yeah, it's great. Jordy.
Where are we at? 7?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Baby Driver.
Babies can't drive.
I know, and I was wishing that this movie was about that, so that I would have been higher if it was. So I'm a little disappointed about that. But I thought this was amazing. I thought it was probably the best edited movie of the year. Super fun, cool music, nonstop. I also think this will get talked about later.
Yep.
So,
Vroom, vroom.
I just
Vroom.
realized my I was like, my list looks weird, and I'm missing my number 7. But I believe that is John Wick 2. I hopped. I think we talked about this earlier on the podcast, but I hopped on the John Wick train a little late. The John Wick choo-choo.
I still haven't gotten on, but I want to.
They're
Here's a late
awesome.
pass for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Remember didn't you print out late passes
Yeah.
for somebody?
At
For
work.
somebody at work, for somebody at the theater who was seeing Frozen after it was out on DVD.
And the guy was like really confused. He was like,
I'm like, go to the concession stand. They have something for you.
We took it. We're like, what?
like trying to
That's
be
probably like the underrated coolest
That
thing
was
you did.
pretty funny.
That's pretty good. Other than like
Fucking late pass though.
but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's John Wick 2. If not, whatever. But I do really love it. I don't think it's on anybody else's.
no.
I liked it better than John Wick.
Oh, me too.
I like it better than Atomic Blonde.
Me too. It opens up the John Wickiverse or whatever. The scenes the fight scenes are so cool. It's very like tongue in cheek still, like even more. I think it's kind of winking at itself, especially in the beginning.
I love how it builds the universe. The one thing that drives me crazy about it is just what's her name? Ruby Rose, is that her name?
She
she's a
sucks.
henchman. She's a henchman.
I
Common
can't
was
stand
good.
her.
Common
Common
was
was
good.
awesome.
He was
that
badass.
rolling
Yeah.
down the stairs.
That
Dude,
subway scene.
The whole scene where they're shooting silenced pistols at each other in like a mall or something.
Yeah,
Like,
no one
and
notices.
people are just shopping. It's just like it's awesome. I'm excited for the third one. Every time this team is assigned to a movie, I get excited. I was very excited for Atomic Blonde. Was a little disappointed, but I know. I'm very excited. And I highly recommend it to anybody that's into action or Keanu Reeves. Nick, what's your number 6?
My number 6 isn't good. For sure isn't going to come on anybody's top 10, but Jordan and I went to see it, The Belko Experiment. My God.
I didn't even know that was a 2017 movie.
Oh, my God. I had so much fucking fun in this movie.
You were hollering. You were screaming.
I was like, this is seriously so much fun.
Okay, is it a thing because you can kind of relate? 'Cause
Yes.
It's like an office job. It's
Yeah.
it's like for you.
It was written so smartly for what the setting was, in my opinion. Like, it had all the demographics of people,
Yeah.
like the class type thing.
Yeah.
And it just like it had, oh my
I
God.
wanted to see it. It just slipped through my fingers.
It was so gory and just balls to the wall fun.
It's all right.
You had fun. We had fun.
Did you?
I can't remember what I gave it.
Uh,
Maybe a 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had fun with it.
Did you
at
see
least.
that
Yeah.
new movie Mayhem?
I want to see it.
Yeah, because it's
I
very
wanna see
similar
it.
to that
Yeah.
too.
But it just like
James Gunn wrote it.
Yeah,
That's worth mentioning.
and
Yeah.
like when the people's heads started exploding when he found out that they had sensors in their brains.
And it didn't like hold its punches. Like it killed its characters.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
it makes you. I'm not going to spoil
Okay.
it, but it makes you think something non-predictable is going to happen, and then it completely fucks with you.
I think
Okay.
it's a fun movie, but it's not as smart as it because it takes some pretty high concept satire and it doesn't really do anything with it.
If you like horror and if you just want to watch a movie that
If you want to go into an office and kill a
yeah,
bunch of
yeah,
people,
yeah, it's just a fun movie.
Is it
in my
streaming
opinion.
anywhere?
I don't know. It's really
It-
cheap right now.
It probably will
like
be.
$8.
Seems like the type of movie that streams pretty.
Tony
quick.
Goldwyn, for some reason, I always liked Tony Goldwyn, and he was good in it as the heel main general manager guy. But
Yeah.
it's just a good movie. I liked it.
We saw it in that
Had
dirt
fun.
ball.
Well, we were the only ones in opening night.
Yeah, dirt ball of a place.
Cinema Center.
Bloomsburg.
Ben, what's your number 6?
This one was already talked about, will be talked about, but it is The Shape of Water. It's just like it's beautifully made. Like, I love the vibe that
Yeah.
I got throughout the whole thing. It feels like a classic movie from like
Yeah.
a different time, and it has the Creature from the Black Lagoon like kind of tie-in, even though it's not a direct sequel. I really liked how it's like his unofficial kind of sequel to that. Doug Jones, like he's
Great.
anytime he shows up in one of these,
He's a great little critter.
yeah,
Tall critter.
yeah. So Shape of Water
Did you like the musical scene?
didn't bother me.
All right. Jordan's number 6.
My number 6 is Luca Guadagnino's "Call Me by Your Name." This is the this is like a gay romance in Italy. It's kind of interesting. It's hard to talk about. I don't know exactly why.
I just watched it last night.
What did you think? Did you like it?
I liked it. It didn't quite crack my 10.
It's on my honorable mention. I can see why people love it. I love it more thinking about it after and talking about it.
I need to watch it again because
There's something about the relationship that is a little odd to me, a little bit.
On what spectrum? That they're gay?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Just that it just kind of feels
the age difference?
a little bit. He's underage. That's a little.
Well, he's
something.
17.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just
it does
something about
feel-
the way they come together that feels
It feels
a little
like forbidden,
weird.
but yeah, and that
It's a
feels
Lone Ranger.
it is forbidden. It's the
Yeah,
early
yep.
1980s, and it's like super intellectual, rich people.
Yeah,
Riding
Real
bikes
privileged.
through.
Yeah.
Real privileged people. Yet they still have to worry about this
who they are.
Yeah. And even though they know everything and are capable of everything, this is this, little secret that they are afraid to. And, Michael Stolberg is as great.
He's really good.
Oh man,
He's amazing.
Because
He is.
I was watching it when I was texting you, I think,
Mhm.
and you said, "Do you like the dad?"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yeah." Like in my head, I don't know if I even replied. I was like, "Yeah, he's fine." Yeah, he's fine. I didn't get to
Yeah.
the end
Yeah.
where he knocks it out of the park. Like I just got chills thinking of that end because that end added like 2 stars for me for that movie because he's so good.
It's just the level of. It's like this is the guy that everybody wants to be their dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just like the level of sympathy it evokes is just so
Yeah.
fulfilling. I think it's a great movie. I really do want to see it again, and I'll pick it up. I just need to think about this one more.
What about that fruit scene?
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Satisfying, stingy.
Yeah, it's a little okay. Did you probably won't watch it? Okay, so
Probably not.
Here's a spoiler for Nick. The kid is kind of. I think at this point, no, maybe not sexually frustrated.
It's like an apricot. or
So he
something.
fucks a grapefruit or whatever?
He jacks off with the apricot, comes in it, and like that morning or like hours later, Army Hammer comes in and is talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And he sees like the hole fucked in it and like the
There's,
cum
like,
in
cum
it.
in it.
And
He's like-
and he's about to eat it, and the kid's like, "Stop! Don't do that! Stop!" And he's like, "You're gonna make me do this," and like,
He's like, you did something grotesque. Do you
Yeah.
want to see something even more
Yeah,
grotesque?
yeah. yeah,
It's kind of like just like that first, like almost like an awakening of sexual experience.
for sure.
You know what I mean? For
I-
young people, especially.
I appreciate that. It's like also like
yeah.
a vacation. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly.
It's a vacation style movie that this guy has down. I do really like it.
People like to talk about Army Hammer dancing to 80s music,
he's great in it.
Yeah, he is. I think everybody's great.
Yeah, I do want.
Timothy Chalamet is probably one of those front runners.
Yeah, I do want to give it an. I could watch that again. It's an easy watch.
It was
I think.
fun, yeah.
And like what Ben said, I feel a little weird on the romance too. Like not like weird, like unsure of it, but I feel like it's more of a fling, at least for maybe Army Hammer, than it is for.
So you feel like
It seems like it's like a lot of flirting and kind of thing until they get to the point.
Yeah, like there's not like I didn't feel. I don't want to say cut it out completely, but I didn't feel enough love between them.
Yes, that's what.
It felt like we're the same and we're physically attracted to each other.
I
which
think that's
isn't a
part
bad
of.
thing.
I think that's part of in Moonlight. It's the same idea.
Yeah.
when they're on the beach, and just because there's
That's
these
true.
two people
Yeah.
that find something in common that is
Yeah.
so uncommon
That's true.
that their connection is stronger. Near the end, when they are obviously apart, you
Yeah.
can kind of
Yeah.
feel the
Yeah,
emotional
that's
bond
true. Yep,
a lot
yep,
more
yep.
effectively.
That's
But
true.
I could see why somebody would feel that way.
Yeah, I maybe just needed a little bit more of something, but yeah, either way, I thought it was good.
You should watch this, Nick, because this is the guy directing Suspiria.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
Desire.
reason not to watch it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I know what you mean.
Well, that fruit scene looked like it piqued your interest.
It did in a way. It's
weird.
It almost feels like sounds like a comedy.
It's not a
when you
comedy.
say that.
Oh, it's not really.
Like
funny.
I'm gonna do this, like Van Wilder.
I was like, oh
No, it's literally like like being like just taking these places sexually. You know what I mean?
well, it kind of pisses off the.
The kid doesn't want
Yeah.
that.
See,
like, no, don't do that.
When I heard about that scene, I thought it was going to be. Well, my mic cut out for some reason.
No, it's fine.
I thought it was going to be more like a romantic type thing.
It is. It's.
But then you made.
Like with the fruit, like
But,
them
yeah,
playing with it.
But you made me think of like Van Wilder when like they're like when
American Pie.
they bring the guy or the dog in and he does what he does in the donuts.
Yeah, it's not like that.
It is
Okay.
interesting. I do want to point out that apparently this movie they use the same lens the entire movie, so it's all shot in like 35 or 50, so it's like the same kind of like distance. You know what I mean?
Oh.
They never change the kind of shot they use.
Wow,
which is
I didn't
interesting.
notice that.
Yeah,
That's cool. It looks beautiful.
yeah, for
Makes
sure.
me want to go to Italy really bad.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take a little break so I can save this recording. All right.
I want to read that Invoice the Moonlight play.
Oh,
And like fucking dying battery.
All right.
Fucking Moonlight Black Boys Look Blue.
yeah. All right. So my number 6 is. Oh, we're back. My number 6 is Baby Driver. This is. I don't know if it's gonna be on anybody else's. Okay, so I'll mention it quickly. But what a fun fucking movie. Maybe. Okay, Nick is
Nick's
aiming.
raising his eyebrows.
It was so much fun. I was
Okay.
on vacation when I saw it, so and I was in like these extra comfortable recliner seats, leather seats, and
Yeah.
I fucking kicked back. I was so stoked to watch this movie, and then I was like,
Did you sleep? Did you sleep?
Yeah, I fucking slept because it was boring as fuck.
And you were hooting and hollering during what? The Belco experiment?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was.
Yeah. The Belco
Quality versus shit.
You
But
weren't
I'm
hooting
just
and
kidding.
hollering.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead. But keep going.
But
Did-
I think we're gonna get into it a little bit more. But I just think I'm just gonna say it's a fun movie right now. So Nick, what's your fun number 5?
My fun number 5 is living proof that just because the lead in an action movie is a female doesn't mean that they can't fucking kick ass, because Charlize Theron is absolutely kick ass.
She's like screaming.
She's awesome in it.
Oh my god.
The fight scenes are awesome, but I think the ending is stupid.
We should ask her what
The ending
movie's
is
about.
stupid. The ending is stupid. But the reason I said that in the beginning there is because I told my dad to watch this movie, and my dad doesn't know much about movies.
Sure.
He loves action movies.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? I didn't think it was going to be that good. And I'm like, you got to see this fucking movie.
Yeah.
She is so badass.
Yeah.
That hallway scene.
I think they fucked up because they showed it. There's like a trailer that shows like the whole hallway scene.
Yeah.
Well,
they showed a
I
little-
understand because there's people like
You need
your
to sell it.
trying to sell it.
your
yeah.
dad or like
Yeah,
normal
exactly.
people that are like, really, this
Yeah,
is going to be a good movie. So
exactly.
they have to show the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I hate that.
But
I like the style of it. I love that
it's
scene with
stylish.
with Stalker.
Yeah, it made you buy Stalker, a movie that you'll never
And
watch.
then you sold it.
yeah.
I didn't sell it.
I thought you sold it.
No, that movie, that scene was fucking awesome too. It's just that '80s, and James McAvoy was a fucking scumbag in it.
It does everything right except for tell a story.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. I think
It does, yeah.
I like the songs, and I think the needle drop shit was very annoying too.
See, I was gonna bring that up because normally I do find that fucking annoying. As a matter of fact, I felt that really annoying in I, Tonya, but in this one, it worked for me. I thought the soundtrack was put together, curated.
I think if
pretty
it had
well.
a little couple less, it would have
Yeah.
worked better.
Yep. Yeah, it just like if you do it every scene, it's not special.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
This is random, but speaking of needle drops, I saw Joe Dirt was on TV yesterday. That has so many fucking needle
Yeah.
drops. It's like scene after
Dude,
scene after scene.
Well, I watched Joe Dirt 2 this year.
Is that on your
Crackle?
top 10?
on Crackle, and
your number
that is
one.
my number 1. Episode's over, and I think they do the needle drops, but it's like the same song. Like they only had enough for like one song, and they just keep doing the same song.
I just want to say, in this one, I think for some reason, I think about the needle drops, they were more Like, they released the soundtrack for this movie. Like, they didn't release the score. They released the fucking soundtrack.
So?
I know, but, like, I think there was more in mind. Like, they were trying to...
They were using it as a score, basically.
Yeah.
And Baby Driver did the same shit.
And I think
Yeah,
it works
and
well.
I don't think
it,
that's as
and
much.
it makes sense with the movie.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's listening to music the whole fucking time. It's like almost like diegetic. It's almost
take
in the
your,
movie.
Take your fucking headphones off, or take your fucking headphones off and get with the fucking program.
Yeah, you got a ringing in his ear.
Yeah, well, go to the doctor, get it fixed. Jesus.
Don't
The
think it
movie is
works that
literally
way.
so well edited to the
Was it?
music at every
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead was better. Keep going. Number 5 for Ben.
Jesus. Okay, my number 5 was the killing of a sacred deer. We already talked about it a little bit. I just loved how, like, it was really bleak, but I also liked how funny it was.
Yeah.
Like, in, like, a really, I don't know how to explain it, but just, like, real dry. It was real dry.
What about when he
Super
makes her
dry.
lay completely still?
Yeah, that shit's messed up.
The sex scene is so weird.
Yeah, there's so much weird
That's
shit
when
in
you
there.
should hit your apartment when I said bye.
I laughed so hard, and this I laughed so hard at the friend, like the part where the friend is what I forget why it was set up that way, but she like jerks the friend off in the car or whatever.
She wanted. I forget. Yeah, why'd she?
I forget.
She was like trying to get information out of him or
yeah,
something.
and it just like that guy's. I knew for some reason that guy was going to be a scumbag.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like, there's. He's doing this thing again, which worked really well in The Lobster, and I think he's doing it well in Killing of the Sacred Deer. Is just like these weird rituals that we have in our society. He just sort of puts them in like of like relationships. Like, why do we do this things we do? And he sort of puts them on their head, and it just makes us think about them. You know what I mean?
I think this movie reminds me of. I keep saying what it reminds me of in a kind of weird way, Funny Games.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I
Just
can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because it's kind of.
It's playful.
It's a person who feels guilt for what he's done, and he's trying to make it up to someone who is secretly getting revenge.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's just like it's just so perfect tonally.
Yeah.
You know,
There's-
it never slips.
There's like that. There's a supernatural element that's not explained.
No.
You know what I mean?
What do you know? What supernatural element?
How are these kids dying?
Oh, you mean like what did he do
Yeah.
to them? Yeah, that is not explained, but
And like in
And,
the
and,
hospital,
and the doctors can't
I didn't
figure
think
out
It's
anything.
like a voodoo doll kind of.
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
I didn't feel that it was anything supernatural. I just felt it
Well, I
was
don't feel like it's natural.
Yeah, it
I
might
don't,
not be.
feel, I don't
but
feel at home in this world anymore. The
it
scene
just
where,
felt like undetected poison.
Yeah, but she walks when he
yeah,
lets her.
once he
Yeah.
stops it, it's fine.
Well, he could easily just have given them the antidote, and not
yeah.
showing
Yeah.
us that scene.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you're
Could-
taking it this way. Like, it's unexplained.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's-
he eats
that's
fucking
interesting.
Spaghetti weird.
He eats spaghetti.
Yeah, he eats spaghetti weird.
Oh yeah, he does
Yeah.
eat spaghetti.
Because we see there's so many scenes where the characters are set up to interact with him where he would poison them. And that's why Colin Farrell was in that situation with the mom and the date. I felt like they were purposely kind of, he was building these instances where the characters would interact for him to have an opportunity to do something to them.
Okay. I didn't see it as that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
I
it was
saw
like
it
a
more
weird,
unexplained.
unexplained thing. Yeah.
It is unexplained.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but
He did what you would do in that fucking situation. She asked him to watch a movie, so he said, "Yeah, that's what you would do."
Okay. Wow, real killer of.
no, I fucking would
You would
not
watch a
watch a
movie.
movie
would
with
fucking
someone's
watch
random
a fucking
mother.
movie with her. No
With
shit.
with a
with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah,
I would.
bullshit.
Yeah, it was cool to see her back. Actually,
Yeah.
I haven't seen
It's
her
like
in
a
a while.
weird ass movie.
She was
Yeah.
only in one scene too, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, real dark, but I liked it a lot.
very good.
Now it's Jordan's turn.
Oh,
Number
what?
6,
Five.
5.
That was your 5, right? My 5 is The Lost City of Z.
I haven't seen it.
Of Zed.
How many Z's are on the end of that? Because that would have been accurate.
Stealing my joke.
You know what? This probably would be higher if it wasn't so long ago that I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it at the beginning of the year, and I just loved it. It's so lush. It's about obsession, about how this explorer is just obsessed with finding something he can't reach, and it's just. I think it's one of those movies that in like 10 years, people are gonna say it was one of the most underrated movies.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just so well made. It's like classic filmmaking.
I was gonna say it feels modern, but it's definitely a big nod to big epic.
Yeah.
filmmaking.
They released it in the right month, the Dumping Ground month.
Is that when it came out? January?
Probably.
No.
When did Belko Experiment come out?
Jumping Ground month.
Okay,
Dumping Ground month.
all right, just double checking.
This is a hard movie to find an audience, but it's got great performances by Robert Pattinson, who
so
shows
good.
up a lot.
He's very good.
Really?
in it. Yeah,
He's in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He plays like his partner.
You don't know because you were doing that Z thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're fucking an apricot.
I like fucking Jax Teller.
I just
I don't care for Charlie
Hunnam.
Hunnam.
I don't
and
either,
still
except
don't
for
in
except
this
for
thing.
in this. I thought he was great.
He was good as King Arthur.
Okay, but I didn't finish. I want to rewatch
yeah,
it.
I want to watch it again too because I really loved it. I thought it was super romantic and sad and interesting and so just like a Werner Herzog movie almost in some instances. But yeah, I think that's a great movie.
And there's like there's like kind of a bad guy, but there's like it's all adventure. It's no like villains and
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Is it like
Yeah.
an Uncharted
National
kind of thing?
treasure type shit.
Yeah, he's trying to find a lost civilization in the Amazon, and a lost civilization in like uncharted territory in a long time ago. His nemesis is kind of like the big wigs and
yeah, and
town.
that one guy that went with him.
yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. I want to finish it. It's on Amazon Prime. So
I think it's an Amazon Studio movie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like James Gray. He's another guy that is made.
He
all his
makes
movies
great
that I like.
movies,
Yeah.
and it's funny they keep his movies flop so hard, and they're not cheap.
And I was gonna say they keep getting bigger because he started out as like a New York City crime movie guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This film premiered at the New York Film Festival in 2016, and
Yeah.
it got dumped, and everybody forgot about it.
So here's another movie that got dumped and everybody forgot about it. Okja. That's my number 5.
I've been meaning to watch it.
It's awesome.
It
I
is
love
good.
love Bong Joon-ho. I don't think this is on anybody. Nick, is this on your top 10?
What's that?
Okja.
What is it?
Okja.
He's busy
Never heard
buying
of it.
stuff.
Never heard of it.
But
A
anyway,
Netflix movie.
yeah, it's another issue with Netflix where it was released a little bit, probably in one theater. But it has a great cast. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it still sticks with me. I just think it's a lot of fun. It's very touching. The end makes you tear up a little bit. You know what I mean? You care for this CGI super pig.
Does it look good?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it works really well. Yeah.
It's very bizarre. It's weird to see like a South Korean kind of sensibility in an American movie.
A mashup of genres.
Yeah, you got Jake Gyllenhaal being crazy.
Yeah.
Paul Dano's in it too.
Paul
right?
Dano's awesome in it. The little girl's awesome in it.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda
Yeah.
Swinton's playing 2 roles. It's awesome.
Cool.
Nick, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is not going to come up on anybody's. It is the horror blockbuster of the year, Andy Muschietti's It. Chapter 1.
I like it, but I fell off after the second watch.
I've seen it I saw it 3 times in the theater. Each time successfully got worse.
Yeah, but his lips and his he drools. Did you
He
see
talks
that?
like a
He talks
child.
like a kid.
I
Is
thought-
he gay?
I thought his childlike sensibilities made him creepier, honestly, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I've read scarier killer clown books, if you know what I
That's
mean.
okay.
Terror
but-
clown.
This movie took things a little bit further than the TV version did, and I like that a lot about it. And just the epic. When I say epic, I mean just like the big feeling
Big
of it.
scale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I liked the fact that a horror movie, a hard R horror film, had that feeling to it, and it made me happy about the future.
It made
of-
a ton of
you
money.
mean
Yeah.
you mean like as in how you're talking about the scale of how it did, or the
Yeah.
scale of the actual movie?
Well, the movie felt really big too, because I mean, it is a fucking huge story. But
yeah,
I think
is.
it might work better once the second one is out and you can kind of watch them in
Yeah.
succession.
I
Kind of
hope
thing.
so.
I do agree that sometimes it gets beaten to fucking death.
Yeah,
And
I just got
It did.
I got sick of seeing it. I liked it overall. I did like it.
It was my number one.
I
Man.
like you. I appreciate that it exists because I want horror to do well.
Right.
You know, I do think you could tell a better story out of it, but that doesn't mean he didn't do a good job.
I thought the kids did great.
Yes.
Generally.
I thought it told a fine story. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I think it did. I think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
and the unique individual scares, should we say, of each person. There were a couple in there that I thought were kind of lame.
Little weird CGI I didn't care for too much, but
that
Especially towards the end when it like the boss battle. You know what I mean?
I don't get why, and I'll talk about this in a future entry. But
It's like Bane.
Why the
getting
fuck?
beat.
Yeah, like why the fuck do people do CGI as much as they do? It's not as
cheaper.
good. It's not as good though.
Yeah.
Like
It-
their
it-
movie will be much better.
When it's bad, it takes you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Star Wars, when fucking Yoda was not CGI anymore in this Last Jedi, I was awesome.
Well, Yoda.
Oh! I thought you were gonna talk shit about it. No. Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
it worked.
There's less of a risk with.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? And
But-
plus, they want to show those things because that makes them think they're going to make money.
And just
if
when
they
it-
show practical effects, people, regular people think practical effects look stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just
well.
like when it really depends on effects, that's when it hurts it the most. You know what I mean?
When he shakes around every fucking scare, that gets annoying. Like,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it one time.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
many dumb CGI little creatures. I agree.
Yeah, I did love that like haunted house scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
it's a good movie.
Yeah,
It was
What's his
fun.
name? Did good. He just does. He's not as scary as.
Hello,
I don't-
Billy.
What's his name? Bill Skarsgård.
Bill
Yeah,
Skarsgård.
it met my expectations.
I mean that kid got his fucking arm ripped off. In
Yeah.
like the first 10 minutes. or
that
something.
was a good scene because
Yeah.
it was like, okay, this is not going to pull
Well,
punches.
that's like the most iconic scene in the entire book, so
Yeah.
they needed
wish
to
they
make
did-
sure they did it right.
but
I
they-
wish it didn't open the movie.
Well, it was like a middle finger, kind of like, okay, fuck what you're thinking here. This is not going to pull any punches. This is going to be a hard R.
This
This
ain't
ain't
your
your
daddy's.
daddy's
it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
I
it was
think the
hard
old
R.
one's scarier.
I disagree.
So Nick, say it.
This ain't your daddy's fucking horror film. We're going to see Tim Curry at Monster Mania. He's going to.
I saw that. I
He's
saw-
just going to sit there.
No, I was gonna say, don't be mean.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna
yeah,
say,
I love Tim Curry.
I do too.
It's not his
I love him in
fault.
Home Alone too. I know it's not his fucking fault.
Wow.
I was gonna talk shit to you about it actually, but I totally forgot. Be like, oh, you're gonna have fun with Tim Curry.
Yeah, we're gonna
have a good conversation. Anyway, Ben, what is your number 4?
This will be no surprise and will be, I'm sure, is on everybody's list. It was already talked about once. It is Jordan Peele's Get Out. I've actually watched it twice. This is one of the ones I've been able to watch again, and it works just as well on a second watch.
Let me just say this. So did Jordan, because Jordan basically said, fuck you, Nick. I'm going to go see Get Out for the second time when your band's playing a reunion set after like 6 years. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah.
He saw my band.
yeah.
Oh, is that Henderfest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was. I remember it.
Yeah.
Saw my band. That's all that matters.
I just love how, like, I guess you could say there is some aspect of it that is like Stepford Wives, like that kind of tale.
for sure.
But I like how creative it is. It takes like an important issue and it like flips it. And
Yeah, it makes you think about yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
and it also puts you in the shoes of somebody else.
Mhm.
It does a good job on that.
I mean,
think.
I love that. Like Nick was talking about with it, like with
Mhm.
Get Out as well. I'm just glad that these horror movies are getting an audience,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are talking about them. They're making a lot of money, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get a lot of good horror movies
It's
coming
crazy
up.
because when it was coming out, I was like, I like Jordan Peele, so I was like, I'm interested.
A little
in it.
unsure though.
Yeah, I'm interested in it, and like then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, that was a cool trailer. You know, we'll see. I could see it just being like another Blumhouse thing, like the bottom barrel of the Blumhouse thing, and who knows? I didn't know. I guess the trailer hinted that it was kind of like a racial thing.
Yeah, but I didn't see it coming when
Yeah.
I watched.
It was very
watched the
fucking
movie.
smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
It's really good.
You knew there was something, but you didn't know quite what. And then
Yeah.
when it
I would-
happened,
I wouldn't give him a million blank checks. I still think the jury needs to be out, but that was a great first entry in filmmaking.
I don't think he got a blank check for this
Well,
one.
I
either.
just mean like in
But, like,
general,
oh,
like
don't let him have
he
like
can have
whatever.
anything he wants.
Why
pretty
not?
much.
Why not? Fucking other worse people have had that.
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, I need to see a little
'Cause
bit
he's
more.
what?
No. No. Did I say that?
No,
Okay, I was gonna say no, but
you don't know if you're racist or not.
No, God damn it.
Just
He needs to have more.
I see. It's to some directors, they'll do a good movie. They'll give him like a $200 million budget,
Donnie
and then that
Darko.
movie sucks.
hey,
Donnie Darko. You know
Southland
what I mean?
Tales.
Yeah.
This is my number 4 as well.
Okay.
So
Let's keep talking.
Keep
then.
talking.
yeah, we'll keep talking. I mean, if he does, he's doing something cool. You know, he was either going to do the Akira thing or now he's going to do Twilight Zone
Twilight
or
Zone,
something.
yeah.
I like that.
How
better.
isn't that cool? Get Out is like a Twilight Zone.
Oh, I
episode.
agree
For sure.
It's
You
a good
know,
fit.
And you know, making these small budget movies, what could be better?
Oh, I'm excited for what he does next. I think his movies had style. I think
this is going to be an Oscar. It could be.
Yeah.
It will be.
What's the leading guy? He was so good in it.
Daniel Aluuya.
Yeah,
he was.
I can't say his name. I
It took me
apologize.
a couple times to really love his role.
It's like subdued a little
yeah.
bit.
What else is he in?
He was on an episode of Black
Black
Mirror.
Black Mirror. He was in Sicario.
Oh, was
Oh yeah, he
yeah,
was in
He was like
Sicario.
her friend who kept on like warning her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, he's good. His eyes are crazy.
He's in Black Panther.
Yep.
I just love even the sunken place, just like the world
Oh,
he
yeah.
created. That stuff is so cool.
To me,
It's
does.
creative. It's
To me, it oddly feels like M. Night Shyamalan's best movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
agree.
can see
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
cool.
agree.
That's cool. Yeah.
Catherine Keener and Bradley Whitford are really
Yep.
good, and Caleb Landry Jones. I hated him in that
Yeah.
movie, but he was great.
Scumbag.
That
Yeah.
girl's girl was good too.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Allison Williams.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's a good movie. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Number
My-
4.
My number 4. Let me find it. Let's see. Tweet.
Emoji movie.
Ladybird. So my number 4 is Lady Bird. I saw it once. I saw it in theaters. Actually, surprisingly, it came. Actually, no, it did really good. So of course, it would come around here. But it's
Came and went like a fucking fart in the wind.
like a bird.
Yep.
Nick, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh yeah, you said you got a nosebleed during it. Did you like it? It's yeah. I
liked
think it's
it.
great. I think everyone. There's only one thing that I didn't like about it, and I think Nick's favorite scene was the coach being like the
Oh, I laughed.
the
at that.
theater teacher. It just felt. It just didn't feel like
Felt
a
like
joke.
a scene out of Freaks and Geeks.
You got to go on there.
Yeah.
And you got to run their slant route.
Or like it held the joke too long or something like that. But
It
overall,
did go a while.
yeah, I just that's the only weak spot for me for it. I think it's a great movie. I think it's touching.
The dad was a nice dude.
The dad was great. He
Laurie
felt-
Metcalf, she's good.
Yeah,
She's
she was crazy good in it. That last bit of that last scene when she's reading a letter or wrote a letter.
She doesn't say bye to her at the airport.
yeah, and she's talking to her mom, and she's talking about how she drives around her town and is realizing she loves it actually because it hits the nail on the head of the love-hate relationship of where you come from.
Yeah,
And I
I
can
agree.
relate to that so much for living in an area that doesn't have much but has maybe some character. You know
when
what I
you
mean?
leave and then
Well,
you
Sacramento
miss
is
it.
not is
No.
an area-
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I think the coming of age stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
do not like Laurie Metcalf's character. I just like her performance. I just don't think she makes sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just
I think she's harsh. I think she's a harsh mom.
she is harsh. I think she's delusional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I want to watch it again because that was my only issue is she acted like she was what she was saying and what was happening or her circumstances did not seem to line up for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It almost seemed like I said before, rich people, not rich people, but decently well-off people who pretended to be
Well, I mean,
on welfare.
that's a real thing. I know people that fucking had I don't know, free lunch and had every video game and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know?
No, this is not the same because buying a video game and going to private school versus public school is not the same.
You're
And
right. You're
then
right. Private school, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
She
just
did have scholarships and stuff, though, right?
She
Well,
got into school.
she got into school in New
Yeah.
York City, but at the same time, they weren't making any sacrifices. She was just complaining. You know what I mean?
The mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't.
She could have been like, "Oh, let's try to plan this out." instead
Yeah.
of let's trying to kind of almost ruin your life. If
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
making her. That stuff could change on a rewatch, though.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
could. It just felt off to me.
No, I definitely I thought that too.
Yeah.
I just like, why is she acting like this? But maybe
like
yeah.
she wouldn't buy a magazine. She's
Yeah.
acted like a magazine would break her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she, if it wasn't brought up in literally every scene with her, I wouldn't care at all.
Yeah.
But that part bugged me a little bit.
I already went. So Nick, it is your number 3.
Okay, my number 3 was already talked about multiple times. Darren Aronofsky's Mother, and I really
What did you say about this movie before? About the decade?
Yeah.
one of the best of the decade,
The
in my
best.
opinion.
You said it was the best of the
Dude,
decade.
it just like
And it's number 3
Number
for this
3.
year.
it's a movie made for me, a fucking heel. Like
What are you talking about?
fuck
This movie
you.
is not at all made for you.
fuck you.
You
Like
mean
not
like
you,
it's
not you.
kind of like
but like that's
you,
what
not
the movie says
you
to
mean
me.
it's like made with like a punk
yeah,
kind of
like
feel.
fuck you. Like this movie is I love
Yeah,
what
it's,
this
it's about like just being ignored by your husband and like
No.
I thought that was for you.
No,
say,
no, no.
say the sympathetic character is Javier Bardem's.
No,
because
no.
you don't want to get annoyed.
I felt bad for Jennifer Lawrence,
Yeah.
but like it just went completely to a place that I did not see coming. And I'm not religious in any way.
Me
but-
neither. And I
but-
think that might help us.
Yeah,
Like it.
possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just love that it had something fucking big to say, and the way that it said it was something that even a piss brain guy like me
Yeah.
can kind of get.
P-brain.
Yeah. We've already talked about it enough, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I love the teaser posters for this too.
It's a beautiful looking movie.
Yeah.
The Rosemary's Baby posters.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Great posters.
Yeah. Well, I like the painted one.
yeah, the painted
where
one.
she's
I'm
like
sorry.
holding a heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
I
Javier
like that
Bardem's
too.
like
Yeah.
under fire.
Yeah.
It just, oh my god, Michelle Pfeiffer was great in this movie.
Yeah.
Like she was just like a bitch. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think we're a group that loves provocative cinema.
Oh yeah.
so-
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
even if there's stuff to like it, even if you didn't love it, or like even didn't like it. It's just like it's provoking you. It's,
There's a lot of people that like some stuff like this that it just doesn't work for.
Oh my god, so many people
in my
hated it.
theater. I didn't have anybody during, but after once it ended, this lady was like, "What?"
Yeah, oh yeah, I love that.
And-
I will.
And when we walked out, she was like yelling at another car.
Why'd you make me see that? I don't. They ate a baby.
like screaming, "They ate a
Oh my
baby!" It was
God.
awesome
fucking love
in the
that.
parking lot. It was cool.
You love the parking lot stuff?
No, I love like the like everybody in the theater that went in expecting.
It's cool to have a movie it makes it feel like it's yours.
Well, what's cool is that this movie was released wide.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And even though it flopped hard.
Yeah.
And I think one of you guys already brought it up. Like, no matter who you are, if you saw this movie, you're gonna feel strongly one way
Yeah.
or the other. I don't think it's middle of the.
I'm gonna get
Yeah, one. yeah.
One way.
But yeah,
It was awesome.
Yeah, I love that movie. Like that, you finding something in a movie that people don't. That like The Last Jedi. I like that people don't fucking love this Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I like that it's my Star
Weed
Wars.
out
movie.
Yeah.
some of the fanboys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Take a seat. You know?
yeah. Sit the fuck down.
Yeah. So I like that, and I have that same feeling.
I think this is like a good provocative cinema starter.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know what I
Hey,
mean?
if you like this, check
Yeah,
this out. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't say fuck you to you, Jordan. I just meant. In
I didn't
general.
think
I
you
thought
did.
we already figured that
Yeah,
out.
I
that
didn't-
was during mine.
Okay.
I didn't think you did.
Well, not yet. Anyway,
I might on my next one.
Ben, what's your number 3?
This one was talked about a little bit. It is Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. This was actually my number 1 for a lot of the year.
I thought it was gonna be.
On my second watch, it went down just a tad.
Same here.
Up
The third, it'll keep going further.
Well,
No.
I'm surprised it's kind of low on my. This is probably my most watched of the year. I think I watched it 3 or 4 times.
Oh, really?
That and Get Out.
On DVD?
I have it on DVD. No, it was on HBO, or I downloaded it or something like that and
Yeah.
watched it with my roommates. But
But I mean, Edgar Wright, he's always been someone
Yeah.
that I just love every single movie he puts out. I think Scott Pilgrim is probably mentioning bests of decades. That's one of my favorites.
Hell yeah.
I love Scott Pilgrim.
I'm giving Ben the horns because
Hell yeah.
we love the
You
Rock.
know what? I probably like Scott Pilgrim more than this.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Jordan's throwing up the horns too.
it is just so much fun. It's just so synchronized with like everything that's going on. Even like, I mean, Kevin Spacey's in it. You got to kind of
Yeah,
get over that
I
now.
say he should get supporting actor. I mean, he's great.
Did you guys like? I like
I'm just
the.
kidding, guys.
I think the issue people had with it was at the end when he kind of
Oh,
changes, but I like that part.
he flips his.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the. I had a
That
issue with
doesn't
that.
completely work with
Yeah.
with me at
Yeah,
that part.
I actually like that part. So
Yeah.
And like the end is a little weird too. I guess it's a little ambiguous.
Well, I think it's. I'm gonna go on a stretch. It could be a dream thing
I'm not sure if it's real.
because it like fades into that thing, and it's like it's a little too perfect. I could see like because they're talking about doing a Baby Driver 2 where he like wakes up from that dream and is still in a cell, and that would be sick. And him doing breaking out or something. Oh, baby.
And driving a car around.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
they
I've-
made like a grittier version of this.
Yeah.
Like Braun, cell block.
Well, I think the only thing it's for me. I do love it too. It's a little too sweet.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
very
mean?
sweet, and I get.
But I'm a guy who also fucking loves Wes Anderson movies. You know what I mean? A little
Yeah.
too cute. Yeah.
yeah, it's
This
this is like a car musical basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's awesome. This is the type of shit that I want Edgar Wright to make,
Yeah.
and I'm glad he got off that Ant-Man.
Me too.
Ant-Man would have
bullshit.
been cool though.
If he
If
I
he
think-
was allowed to do his thing.
Yeah.
His own thing, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Like same thing with like Edgar Wright and like Guillermo del Toro. You can feel their love of cinema in their
Yeah.
movies. You know what I mean? And that's
they have a distinct voice.
and that's
too.
something you can always love.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Edgar Wright's top whatever because we had to fucking.
Yeah, but those were random.
Oh,
Oh.
but he loves loves
loves
cinema.
And that was
yeah.
movies from every fucking era.
And I think we found the majority of this podcast like those movies.
yeah.
Yeah, what did we watch? Murder My
Do the
Sweet
Right
and
Thing?
Do the Right
Murder
Thing.
My
Sweet.
What
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking
Well-
about? You watch Do the Right Thing at like half speed.
And Nick, you're like you say you're a fedora wearing noir guy, but
was like,
you aren't. You aren't.
The
You don't like noir.
fully speeded up, do the right thing was like.
No,
No, you
it,
were
it
like,
was slowed
"Brrr."
down. It was slowed
Sounded
down.
like Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks.
Spike Lee was like, "Hey,
Give me
let's
my
do
money."
the right
I'm gonna
thing."
tweet that audio of
Yeah.
you saying you want to slow down.
It's
to
so
Spike
fun.
Lee.
Whatever. Fuck it.
Anyway, so yeah, I agree. It's an awesome movie. What against what Nick said, I think the needle drops work perfect in this. They make sense.
They serve a purpose.
Yeah, yeah, and they're rocking, man.
Yeah.
It's a good soundtrack.
And what's her name? Is that girl is great.
Oh,
That,
she's
like,
awesome.
Matching to Mick Jr.
Yeah,
Oh, Lily Evans?
James,
No,
Lily James,
Lily Evans. That's Harry Potter.
Lily James, I think.
Yeah, isn't she
Yeah,
like a
James.
Shelley Johnson?
She's
Minnie.
great.
Yeah.
She's so awesome, and the guy was pretty great. I don't know him from anything else.
Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, I
Fault
thought
in
He was
Our
in
Stars.
Fault
Fault
in Our Stars.
Yeah, I thought he was awesome. John Hamm was like the Terminator at the end.
I like
Jamie
John
Foxx
Hamm,
is better
and
than in Sleepless.
Jamie Foxx is good.
Yeah,
They were all good.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't usually like John Hamm outside of Mad Men.
Really?
I like him
like
in
him.
Comedy Bang Bang stuff.
I liked him
Yeah.
in the town.
Yeah.
He just seems like so off. But maybe you
Yeah.
know, maybe he'll be
Might be
Batman,
Batman,
or
yeah.
something.
He's not gonna be Batman.
Short Batman. Anyway, Jordan, what is your number? Or what are we on 3? I keep
Yeah.
Yeah,
forgetting.
3.
Three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Ooh, 3 for 3.
And I love this movie. It's amazing. It is super controversial, and I love hearing how people say that this movie is just like
Pro cops or something.
I don't know how
it's pro
racist.
cops. It's anti cop.
Every which way you
Yeah.
can hear people argue about what
Yeah.
this movie is, and what I think it is just about real people.
About people.
You know what I mean? And as calculated as the writing seems, like this movie is clearly from top to bottom figured out.
Yeah.
You can tell like no line of dialogue is improvised. It's almost like Shakespearean.
So like when people say it doesn't know what it is, they're wrong. Like it knows what side it's picking. Maybe it's not picking a side, I guess.
It's picking, yeah, it's not picking. It's just telling a story that the good people, that there's good and bad in everyone.
Yeah, okay.
And even the worst people can, you can find good in them.
Yeah.
They can be redeemed,
And that's hard to think about.
But that's a point that we have to get to
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it will never work. And now that Sam Rockwell character is obviously a very bad person.
Yeah.
And I think he always is, but you can see him change. And I don't think that,
Like completely change?
no, it's, you can see, not completely change. Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't.
Well,
I can't believe all your guys' praise makes me even want to watch it more.
I think you'll love it so
Yeah,
much because
yeah.
it's like the Coen brothers too,
Yeah.
and the end is ambiguous in the best way, but I do think the end has a point of what these characters do or don't do. I
Yeah.
think the end is I think it tells you what they do. You know what I mean? Without telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I would agree.
Yeah. And I think if you saw it the other way, you would have a very negative, this movie would look a lot worse. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. The characters look worse.
Right.
Yeah.
They say because it's almost like a Black Lives Matter, but these people they also it's like embracing that, but also not fully, but they also don't realize that this is in Missouri.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And these people this is their surroundings. This is what they're like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is a little different. And I think that people who are treating this movie like it's the most racist, hateful thing that's ever come out are misunderstanding it.
They're not
I do.
getting it.
Yeah, I think they're just too ruthless. Again, too much. They're fueled
just
by
as
too
bad-
much hate.
They're
Yeah,
just as bad as the people that they are
exactly.
fighting
Because
against.
they're not being tolerant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do understand it because I hate the other side on a lot of issues.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to fold for people that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at one point, there's a scene in this movie that made me so disgusted and so upsetting that I can't believe that I would feel differently about a character by the end. But I kind of did.
Yeah. I got to put that on the top of my list.
Is that the window scene?
Yes.
But okay. My number 3 is drip drip drop drop Shape of Water.
No.
That's my number 3. We all saw that together. That was a good day.
Early day.
Yeah, early. Yeah, then we podcast.
Sorry, guys.
Did we podcast? Oh,
I
we
don't
had
think
we had a
so.
Christmas party.
I
Yeah,
had to.
that's
I
Some of
liked
us
it
went
that it
to.
was early.
Me too. I had to work.
But anyway, yeah, like I said earlier with Ben talking about Edgar Wright, you feel Guillermo del Toro's love in this movie. He likes monsters, he likes perverts, he likes musicals, he likes black and white. It's all in here. It's awesome. I think what's his name? What's her friend? The actor.
Richard Jenkins.
Richard Jenkins. Him and Willem Dafoe both deserve best supporting actor.
Hey, Michael Stolberg too, being our favorite dad. Yeah.
And I thought he was playing a dual role, but it's just a
Look-alike.
nerd that looked like him. It's awesome. It's just so much fun. It's weird. I like when Guillermo del Toro does his own movies. It's not part of some because he's always
Universe.
attached to certain things and it drops and like I just make what I mean he does make what he loves, so I'm sure I trust him with whatever he does, but
The thing is if he got to do what he wants with the Universal monster movies,
Yeah.
this is what he would make.
yeah
And this would be the creature from the Black Lagoon.
yeah.
I hope.
yeah
You know what I mean? So that would make me excited.
yeah
But I don't think he would get to do what he wants.
yeah so
He seems like he has a hard time getting his movies off
Oh,
the
yeah.
ground
Yeah.
generally.
he's always working on projects.
I've been waiting for At the Mountains of Madness for, a million years, and it's probably
not
never going to
gonna
happen.
happen.
yeah, keep waiting.
No Hellboy 3.
Yeah, but that new Hellboy might be cool. That
Yeah.
David Slade, is that the guy that's in charge of
I
that?
don't know.
Is
But
that,
David
I know
Harbour's
David
in it.
Harbour is
It's
from
Hellboy.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not David Slade. It's the guy that did what's that cave creature movie that you were?
Oh, Neil
The Descent?
Marshall.
Neil Marshall. I think Neil Marshall's
Oh.
doing it. Jordan's shaking his
Game
head.
of Thrones.
So
He
yeah,
directed
Shape of
some those.
Water. I do. It's weird. I recommend it. I'll always support weird little.
Do you think
movies.
it'll come wide?
Shape of Water?
Oscars, man.
Maybe after the Oscar noms and stuff.
I hope so, but I don't.
We already
I
saw
doubt
it.
Yeah. Well, I would see it again because I got Movie Pass. Cha-ching.
Well, on the
Yeah.
19th, we can see Phantom.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, that's definitely will
Maybe.
make it on my top. So anyway, what's Nick's number 2?
Okay, this one is a controversial one because I guarantee this one wouldn't even hold a fucking candle on all you guys'. Alien Covenant, directed by God.
I keep
Fucking cinematic God.
Speaking of, was it your last movie? It was while we were talking about bad CGI. And
Yes.
speaking of bad CGI,
Yes.
it happens in Alien Covenant.
It does. It really does.
Which
And
it like ruins that scene for me.
I can understand that.
That scene?
the scene when he's like
The shower scene.
no
I like the shower scene. That was a slasher.
No, it's
It
like
was.
it's when
when he's on the ship.
when the ship and he's like
I agree. I fucking
it's
agree.
stupid.
Now it wasn't all CGI because I've seen the behind the scenes shit. You see the dude in the suit, but still, like,
They covered him up.
it wasn't good CGI.
it wasn't good.
Prometheus had fucking amazing CGI,
Yeah,
but
because it wasn't. It was used properly.
I'm the fan
Yeah.
of the Alien franchise that the other fans don't fucking like because I'm more interested in David and the android shit
me too.
than the xenomorph
Me
stuff.
too. Me too.
Me too. That's the
100%.
problem
They were
with
the best-
movies
yeah.
is he's using that stuff that holds him back.
He shoehorns in the alien kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
I couldn't stop
Yeah.
thinking about this movie after I saw it. Like
I could.
like when David, like I want to know what the fuck David would like. We see what he's been doing, but I just want to know more. Like
I mean, Michael Fassbender is like hypnotic in it. He's
Yeah.
great.
Just watch Ex Machina.
I did, and I fucking loved it. It was my favorite movie of that year. But like, it just is so good to me. I loved Prometheus, but I love this even more.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I-
this is the best of the decade.
What about the
no,
the Nexomorphs or what are the
the
names?
Neomorph.
Neomorph.
I love that scene where Billy Crudup comes in and
Good cast.
fucking shoots him, and David like no.
Yeah.
And like if you see the deleted scenes, it shows what happened to Shaw. I know some people might not
who's
want
Shaw?
to.
Oh,
Elizabeth
yeah.
Shaw?
I saw that. Yeah.
And that was so fucking gory. Like Ridley Scott.
she was
really-
like he like turned her into.
yeah, I love that.
Well,
Yeah.
don't you think that story is kind of more interesting than when we get?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have given
Yeah.
us what was promised at the end of Prometheus because I feel like
I think
more
he's-
of it's alluded
I think
to.
he's going a little too crazy on these alien movies.
I think he's going a little too crazy in general
No.
from his recent
like
comments.
just because like I don't know. He's like I want alien movies as big as like Star Wars and stuff. I don't know.
They're not gonna be.
Or like he wants like a universe and stuff.
Well, that's
And-
why he's failing.
Yeah, I think the movie's so like I don't know because Alien vs Predator those movies didn't work.
No.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
He's
like,
onto something though with this. I think
I
like
think-
that he thought outside the box.
I don't know if they're gonna let him keep making
They're
these
not
big,
going to.
expensive things when they don't bring the money
What they
back.
need to do is hire Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah. Or
And he'll make one of these good.
what's the other guy
I
that was
fucking
gonna,
thought this one was good.
what was the Alien 5 or what that
Neil Blomkamp.
yeah.
Oh, fuck
get Chappie
that.
guy. Get the
I am Chappie. Man, my God, that movie sucked.
Chappie
ass.
sucks. But I like that what his other one
District 9.
and,
Yeah.
and Elysium was
I-
cool.
I like that too.
Yeah.
But
I
fuck
think
it.
that guy is
It's
long gone. He's
yeah.
a lost cause.
He's
Fuck.
making YouTube videos.
Fuck
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
He started his career over back on YouTube, making
Yeah.
like Halo shorts.
Good.
Yeah, I mean some of them are cool, but yeah, it's
He'll start it there and he'll end it fucking there. He's not. He's worthless.
I
But,
know better
That's a little
YouTubers.
harsh.
Yeah. But oh my God, I saw this movie 3 times within a 48-hour span. I couldn't
You're like
stop
Bill.
thinking about
You
it.
watch Daddy's
You want a
Home too.
cookie?
Yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
I mean,
Shit,
I
you
like
would
I
say.
like to see these movies, and I think they just make so many stupid mistakes. It's like
Here, little buddy. In Prometheus, when the scientist, here, little buddy, I can get past it.
Because Ridley Scott doesn't write any of this stuff, though.
Well, Damon Lindelof did, but in Prometheus, I don't know. I don't know who wrote this one, but fuck it. Loved it.
I could get past it if it happened once or twice, but it's like
Constant.
Okay, the scene where the Andy or Amy Semetz or whatever the fuck runs into the when the shit starts happening, she runs in and she slips with the shotgun and shoots it up in the like. I was like, oh
it
my,
gets scary.
yeah,
That part does get pretty scary.
it does. But she's like that scene made me. I felt like you guys were like, you're an idiot. Like,
well, I
just,
thought that worked. Truthfully,
okay. All right.
you just like the big gay CGI of
The
Alien.
flute,
No, the flute was cool.
yeah, the flute scene.
that's
ruled.
awesome.
the fight scene with David's
I liked it.
Oh, that kind of looked wonky.
android fight.
And the
yeah.
twist is typical, I guess, but
What was
I
the
liked
twist?
it. where
Yeah, it's
David
not
made
who-
it back on the ship.
It's not who you think.
Oh,
You
yeah,
think
yeah,
the
yeah.
other,
I thought that was
who's
cool.
the other guy called?
Oh shit, I can't even remember.
Tommy or something.
Michael.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Okay, anyway. Ben's number 2.
My number 2. See, I saw this a while ago, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it really, but I did. I really liked it. It's The Big Sick.
Okay,
Um,
awesome.
Like, I'm not even usually a big fan of rom-com kind of I mean, it's more than that. There's
Yeah.
more to it than that. Especially, they don't even make them like this really anymore,
Yeah.
like this kind of movie. But I just found the story really compelling. I love all the performances. I like that it toes the line between being funny and then there's a lot of sad, like touching stuff in it. I had been aware of this movie being made for a while, so when I finally got to see it, and I got to see it like wide release too. It wasn't something I had to like look for real hard. But yeah, I really enjoy The Big Sick.
Kumail's awesome. I love everything he's a part of. He's
Yeah.
Very charismatic, a person that I just...
And this is based on a true story, so knowing that
His
like,
life.
yeah.
Him and Emily Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be an honorable mention.
Yeah.
I love it too. That 9/11 joke is like the funniest thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard. He's like, "What are your thoughts on 9/11?" And he's like, I support it. We
Yeah.
lost
12
Lot
good
of
men.
good guys.
19 of our best men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. Ray Romano is great in it.
Holly Hunter's really
Holly
good.
Hunter, yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's
she's
good.
very good. Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Jordan, what's your 2?
Shape of Water. We've already talked about it a couple times, but Guillermo del Toro Guillermo del Toro is the man. Benicio del Toro is the man, and that mentally handicapped girl. I'm just
Sally
making fun.
Hawkins.
I'm just making fun of Rex Reed's review.
Okay.
'cause,
Yeah. Man, what a fucking asshole.
I know, calling a person who is mute mentally handicapped, and then calling Guillermo.
Whoever wrote that
Benicio.
review is mentally handicapped.
Yeah. Old dumb
Yeah.
man. But it's a great movie. It's like exquisite. It's lush. It's romantic. I love the kind of off the wall romance. And I love this when she sings. I love it.
Yeah.
It kind of like takes the fantasy beyond. And
Yeah.
I love the scene when they, when they fuck in the filled up bathroom.
Dude,
too.
I love it too.
And
No
Nick,
fucking way that would ever happen.
while
that's
we watched
part of
it,
the fantasy, and that's
Nick was
why-
like, no way. No way. Like, no duh, that's not like a watertight seal. A towel isn't a watertight seal. It doesn't matter, but it's beautiful.
beautiful movie.
Yeah.
I want to watch. This is one of those things that I'm like, I love everything about it. I have nothing bad to say about it, but there's something holding me back from thinking it's like fucking
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wish I knew what that was.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my like struggle with this entire year, but still enough to be my second favorite.
Well, do you feel? I think I like Devil's Backbone and like Pan's Labyrinth. Like they're more I don't know. Maybe it's too soon to me to compare these two, but like there's like a different feeling with those that are like.
Do you feel like this is too mainstream feeling?
Maybe.
I know what you mean. It doesn't
Maybe.
feel like it doesn't feel as exciting in a certain.
Yeah.
It feels like worked over a lot
Yeah.
more, maybe. I don't know. I know what you mean, though.
But,
I don't
like-
know that I like those more than
Yeah,
this,
yeah, that's
but,
true.
But I do know what you mean.
But I gotta appreciate like the big sets. You know what I mean? They don't do huge sets. Like then the setting is perfect.
Perfect world. I
Yeah.
mean, he just constructed this world, and it's so lived in.
And it's so lived in with just her walking down the street. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Getting on a bus. You know what the world's like. It's paranoid. The 60s commie.
A lot of movies that kind of that are almost like prescient, like they kind of talk about this year
Yeah.
accidentally. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So it
for
like
sure.
parallels what kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
horror we're dealing with.
With a lot. Get Out, Mother, this. There's a lot of.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. There's tons.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a couple to name a few.
Yeah.
So, my number 2 is, I have to look, is
Get Out.
speaking of pressing matters. But yeah, and I think this movie handles that perfectly. Like we mentioned earlier, like it makes you look at yourself. It makes you look at other people it does it perfectly, I think. And then it mixes like these like awkward, sad moments with really funny moments. Lil Rel Howry, is that his name? Something like that.
The TSA guy.
Yeah, is
He
hilarious.
is funny. He made me laugh the whole time. I do wish the end was a little more bleak.
See,
Apparently, there was a
did you-
bleak
Yeah.
ending.
it's on YouTube.
Is it?
Did you watch it?
No.
I didn't like
don't
it as
like it?
much. Maybe
It
because
might
it
have
made
been
me
more-
feel uncomfortable.
It makes you feel helpless, and there's no hope.
Okay, so it's really good. So he gets arrested. The cops do come,
Yeah.
and his friend, the TSA agent, shows up at the prison, and he's like, "Hey, he has all this he has all these notes or something." He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna get you out of here. We can." And I think his name's Chris. The main character is
Yeah.
Yeah.
is like, "Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter." And thinking about that, like, it hits really hard because that shit's real. People
Yeah.
are like, I can't get out of here, even though I didn't do it. Fuck it. I
Yeah.
might as well just sit here and take it. And people do that in real life, so
Yeah.
that might hit harder, and that might work more. But yeah,
He wanted to give hope. Well, he was
Yeah.
forced to give hope.
yeah,
And he found a good way to do it.
Yeah.
The ending's still good.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that is better for us to feel hopeful in
Yeah.
a time now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise, just because everything is really fucking bleak right now.
yeah.
I thought I thought it was gonna be a cop, and I thought he was
He's
just
gonna-
gonna shoot him dead.
Like kind of like Cabin or what's the Cabin Fever?
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Don't they?
Yeah.
He hides and then finally comes out and they
yeah,
all shoot him.
yeah. Didn't you use that as a sample?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Opus for the dead.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nick's #1 of next year, Death Wish remake.
Nick,
Hopefully.
Nikki, #1 is
My #1, I'll jerk off over all day. It is Blade Runner 2049.
I didn't even know they shirts existed.
Yep.
Yeah, where the hell did you get that
he
at?
took it. He,
Don't worry
he
about
took,
it.
He
He
took off
printed-
his hoodie so he can show us his shirt.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Why is it sketchy?
It was
Is it rare?
I'll tell you what, maybe. This movie, oh my god, I loved the feeling I had during this movie because at first I was like,
You were
"Ugh."
lukewarm.
I was disappointed.
You had a bad experience
Dylan's wedding, and
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to see it really bad, but there was things I couldn't. And I was like, first thing I saw Nick, I was like, "What'd you think of Blade Runner?" He's like, "It was good," and I was like, "Oh no!"
It took 2 more times, and then the third time I was just like, "Holy fuck, this movie is
I
amazing."
want you to tell them what happened the third time because after we watched what?
My phone was dead.
What did we watch?
Suburbicon. That
Okay, so we
movie
watched
sucked.
Suburbicon. Nick's phone dies, and he watches a movie without a phone.
Yeah,
Yep. And
He
I
has-
was the only one in the theater. I was zoned in, and it was just. I love the pacing of it, and at first the pacing was my biggest complaint.
yeah,
I thought it was so boring at first, like the
Blade
second-
Runner's slow too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But I did not get bored the third time around, and I'll tell you what, like the story of Agent K and his discovery, like not to spoil anything, but just at the end, that fight when he comes to save Harrison Ford, that scene is probably one of my favorite scenes of any movie. That fight scene at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought Deakins
Oh.
did a good job.
I thought it looked incredibly amazing.
I do like the end. How I like the end. He realized, it might not be about him.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I think that's awesome.
You're a good Joe.
And that's very noir-y. You know what I mean?
We find that out earlier, don't we?
Yeah,
Well,
but like
he's still struggling with it
yeah,
throughout
like
the movie.
it's just the part like where he's like bringing it in, like he's like sitting there in the snow, and I just think it just like it captures that feeling.
At
You
the-
know, another great supporting performance,
Who?
Dave Bautista.
He was great.
He's awesome in it.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor.
and he's only in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
A great way to start the movie with
Yeah.
a pretty good action scene. But
Yeah.
like the part where she's like, "You're a good Joe" or whatever, and then that makes him realize that.
That scene.
Yeah.
I was talking about like the end scene where he's just. But yeah, dude, that part is awesome.
Yeah, and he just has that look in his eyes, like
It's just like, oh, I know. I'm worthless. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
it's just. When I heard it was announced, and I heard Gosling was the lead.
I think Gosling is perfect at
Yeah.
like that like robotic
Yeah, I would
emotion.
agree.
Like you can put your own emotions in that character. Because he works with Refn well in those roles, and yeah.
that interlinked. Like
Oh,
that
I love the whole like the reading of like what's it called
the baseline test.
Yeah, yeah.
It just.
It looks good. It sounds good.
The only complaint I have is the villain's pretty fucking weak.
The Jared Leto stuff is like, and yeah, I've only watched it once, and now like trying to talk about it,
It's like hard to think
what's
about.
he do?
Yeah.
What's
He
he
wants
doing
to
there?
control the world. He wants to create the replicants. He wants to make the replicants all slaves, and that's
he does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he pops up 2 times and speaks philosophical nonsense.
yeah.
And he
His lieutenant is a better villain.
Yeah.
she's awesome.
And, like,
Yeah.
and you could give her motivation of her being like jealous.
well, she's like,
you know
I'm
what
the
I-
best one.
Yeah, she
at
wants
the
to
end.
be number one, and that is better motivation than Leto's like master plan or something.
Yeah, he just wants to basically rule the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
which is typical. It's a typical plot for a villain.
But I didn't even pick that up. I just was like, why does he want to do that? And like, why does he want this thing?
well, it explains in the beginning on that, like right before the movie kicks in with that little passage in the beginning, like that he's been trying to just make that race of hybrid replicant human or whatever, and that's what drives the story because he wants to get the
He want to make replicants legal so he can
make
use them as like
slaves.
Yeah. But so he can basically get free labor.
Yeah,
And then he can just have them mate
and that's why he doesn't want that secret to get out about
that they can reproduce.
Yeah, because he wants to.
That
control.
makes him more human.
Yeah. And like, is it like certain ones can
I don't-
reproduce? Because there's a lot of ones probably getting fucked in that world.
Oh yeah, there's so much to the movie.
Yeah.
There's so much to the story.
Yeah.
That
It's awesome. I want to rewatch it again.
loved it.
So I loved her. Ben, what's your number one?
Okay, I believe me and Ian might be sharing number one, so I don't know if you want to kind of share
Sure,
the talking
sure.
about it. My number one is "Good Time" by
I-
Safdie
I
Brothers.
think we all 3 share
Oh,
the
wow.
same
Hell
number one.
yeah! We're throwing up the
Cool.
fucking horn.
Oh, let's talk about it then.
All right, so we can end this episode quick. Let's do it. No, I'm just kidding. It's perfect. It's like my cup of tea. It's like grimy. It's emotional. It's has crime. It's
I love the acting.
The
I think
acting is-
Robert Pattinson is so good.
it's shot like weirdly. You know what I mean, with those zoom lenses, and
Yeah.
It's raw and it has atmosphere
Yeah.
and it's fun. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
for something to be like this raw and kind of sad in a certain way,
Yeah.
it's surprisingly fun. you
yeah,
know?
and
It's those like over a single night and every scene is this the only thing I can think of enjoying in like 10 years. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Our number one shares a common trait. They both star or have Barkhad Abdi.
Who is he? Oh yeah.
He's in both.
that's
Yeah, but
really
he's
fucking funny.
Barkhad Abdi is much better in Good Time. He's
He
like,
has- Yeah, yeah.
and then just gets
He's
the
like-
shit punched
yeah.
beat out of him. That's really funny. Yeah, I this movie, this is I think the perfect movie of the year for me. It's so funny. It's so tender. The relationship between the brothers, between Robert Pattinson and
it's hard to talk about on that level the relationship because he wants to do what's right for his brother.
what he thinks
but-
is right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still very wrong, you
Yeah.
know, and it's very hard to like think about that way. But I think that's interesting because those people exist.
And
you
it's
know?
but it also talks like it kind of shows you like I mean they're not they like it's up to like the New York City government or like
Yeah.
social services to help his brother, and they might not be doing the best either.
Yeah, he
So-
doesn't. He obviously disagrees when
Yeah,
he breaks
so-
into his session at the beginning.
Yeah.
And his brother's crying. He doesn't see what's going on.
Yeah.
But he says, "How would you like it if I made you cry?" You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
it's awesome.
it's so good.
It's just like a thinner understanding of how these things, like of how that stuff works.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
just sees everything on the surface level. But
Yeah.
he is a smart guy. you
yeah,
know?
street smart.
Yeah,
can,
he's
he
very
can get
street
away.
smart.
It's the reveal of him getting the wrong guy is so fucking funny. He gets Buddy Duress, like they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
filmmakers'
And
friends.
that's
It's-
so funny.
and
His
like-
demise is hilarious too.
This,
Oh, yeah. He falls off like a 32 like 19 stories or
Yeah,
scene-
just for a bottle of acid.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Sprite.
yeah.
Yeah.
the scene that weirds me out in it though is the scene with the young girl where he's
yeah.
like, it just
It's
Where
gross.
he makes out
It's-
with her.
yeah
It's gross.
Yeah,
the
it's
fuck.
really
The whole
gross.
movie's gross.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
whole movie is just like a whole bunch of interactions he keeps having throughout this night.
Yeah.
It's awesome because this is where you see all these characters are just fucked no matter what. And
Yeah.
he just does whatever he can to make it work.
Yeah.
And even
it
the
makes
people
it
he
worse.
steals,
Yeah.
and it makes it worse.
Yeah.
And that's the same with that guy he steals on accident.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
fucked too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. It's style. The score is awesome.
I love the score.
Yeah.
It's the only iconic feeling thing.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson gives a crazy good performance. It makes me love him. Like, it makes me love him. Before I was just like, yeah, he's cool. I like what he's doing.
You liked him as Edward Cullen, right?
I'm just I
I
love
mean,
that. I
think-
love a good sparkly vampire.
I think if you think Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson are not
Are
just Twilight actors,
Yeah.
you are not paying attention
Yeah.
because they're like two of the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Personal Shopper would be on my
Honorable mentions.
honorable
Same
mention.
here.
Yeah.
You know, Certain Women, that was last year, but that would be amazing.
I didn't see that.
I think she's amazing. I
Yeah.
think he is too.
But yeah, I'm very excited what the Safdie brothers are doing next. They're
I-
doing 48 hours.
I wish it was something different, but
Me
if they
too.
if they make it their own thing like they say they will, it'll be
They
interesting.
say it's not a remake. It's so they're just cool. They're just like little like
yeah.
New York City punk or not punks, but just like scummers.
It's
you know?
funny because Good Time is like heaven is for real but fun.
Yeah.
Is that the right?
Heaven
knows what.
Heaven knows
Heaven
what.
is for real.
I was about to say what?
Yeah, heaven
knows what but fun because
Yeah.
that movie is not fun.
No, it's like
Yeah.
a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like
This
a fun
movie's
heart
like
attack.
a fun heart attack. Yeah.
It's like you eating like a bunch of McDonald's and then having a heart attack. The other one
Drinking
is just
some Monster.
like, yeah, yeah. It's awesome. What did you think about it, Nick?
I liked it.
You
It was
liked
on
it
his
a lot.
honorable mentions. I
Yeah.
think.
I
Okay,
saw it
yeah.
on a double bill with Ingrid Goes West, and I saw it really early in the morning. I was like, "Damn, this is good."
It's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
like the 70s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's that feeling of just like gritty criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very excited what they're gonna be doing next. I want them to make that like that Diamonds movie, the Jewish Diamonds movie that with Jonah Hill or something. It's weird. They're very similar to like Harmony Korine. You know, like
Yeah.
like not super similar, but like they give me that vibe of just like they're doing their whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's cool. So that was our top 10. We're gonna
Did you announce your thing on?
I did it on Facebook, but
Okay.
in a couple days, our first episode on the Japanese New Wave will
yes.
be released too, which in that episode will cover Onibaba and The Face of Another.
Yeah.
Hang on a second, Pete. I think people are knocking down the door. Oni Baba, Oni Baba.
Yeah, people
But that's gonna happen to you.
yeah.
Maybe.
But email us at anotherlookpod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
let us know what some of your
your
favorites.
Yeah, your top 10. We'll
I want to know what the worst of the year is next time.
Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about that.
I didn't watch enough movies I didn't care about
yeah,
to have like a big,
Exactly.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Worst movie of the year, Alien Covenant. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. I think that's it.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Barely see my breath surrounded by jealousy